Both Becker County and the city of Detroit Lakes are looking at making some upgrades when it comes to their public works buildings, which of course serve a lot of the infrastructure, the parks, the roads, etc. like that here in the Lakes area and in the city of Detroit Lakes. Now, both claim that their buildings have, well, frankly, done their time for them. They're past due. They need more improvements. They can't house what they need to there, etc., etc. And they've begun to be in the very preliminary phases, very beginning phases, of discussing possibly a joint facility. Now, staffs would remain separate at this point as far as we know, but the possibility of one building for both the county public works and the city public works, I think, is a step in the right direction. We need to look at streamlining services. We need to look at ways to save the taxpayer money, especially when you frankly have got two different government entities that are duplicating the exact same thing just in different parts of the county, serving different portions of the population, but really doing the exact same thing. Now, I would actually go one step further and not have an issue whatsoever of a uniform Becker County Public Works Department that would also serve the city of Detroit Lakes as long as they are stationed in the city of Detroit Lakes, which would make sense as the county seat, the place where we have the railroad tracks, the highways, etc., coming into town, and hopefully the future site of bike trails and other things like that that continue to make tourism popular. We know the Detroit Mountain Recreation Project is still being worked in that fashion and will be a reality one day soon, and will also be something that I think could benefit from something like that. Other county and city services should look to be combined as well if possible. So what gets in the way of that? Well, I'm not sure other than pride. Everyone likes to have their own individual things. And there's a lot of small town pride in greater Minnesota. Let's face it, we've all made our own tight communities that got there, frankly, almost on their own, whether it's through agriculture or some other means that combined people into that area. It's really as we've become interconnected in the last few decades, has probably the concept of a wider community really occurred, although some people still like their own small little towns. Now, things like cost savings, efficiencies, etc., are all going to have to be considered, although with combined staff and a combined building, to me, you cut a lot of the administrative costs, which to me is the biggest hunker or the biggest anchor for a lot of what needs to be done here in government. We're way too administrative heavy, and there might be some people that disagree with that, only in my opinion. However, I think even looking at it is a step in the right direction for the city and the county. Something 20 years ago, I don't know if would have been considered. Maybe it was a different time, maybe it was a different era, but a step in the right direction. Will it work out that way? Who knows? We're in the earliest stages. We're a couple years away from this building even being a reality for either side. But it makes sense if you both need it, build it together, work it together, and if you're going to be in the same building together, let's just go one step further and make the efficiencies that much better. After all, what's good for Detroit Lakes is good for Becker County. What's good for Becker County is also going to be good for Detroit Lakes. That's why we're a community. It's a symbiotic relationship between all the entities, and I think our infrastructure should be treated the same way.